Hi, I'm Jake from JHP Studios, and you're watching TDC Moncton.
Hey folks, decided to bring you with me in this midnight, more like 6:45 to 7 p.m. right now. And, well, you probably can't see anything because I can't see anything on this LCD screen. I can't wait to see how long the friggin' battery will last. But, French Lalama technology aside, it's a pity it's not a full moon tonight, because full moons are even better. With winter snow on the ground, well, you could have summer snow, but it's not the same. It's made artificially. But winter snow on the ground, you get to walk through these wonderful, wonderful areas. Well, you can't see anything. You can probably barely see me. I'm just walking in the Trigo area right now. Unfortunately, I don't have 3/4 of the actual map memorized. Can't really get lost, but one can get waylaid quite easily. Oh, here's a skidoo track. I am not going through undiscovered country tonight because I need to see better than what I'm currently seeing. I got good eyesight, 20/20 vision, or 24/24, whatever you describe as perfect at night and during the day. The only problem is there's hardly any light available tonight. There's only the city lights reflecting off the dome that we call this beautiful sky. Light pollution coming into the forest, which on a night like tonight is pretty much a boon. But anything to get me out of the house and start doing these exercises, as much as I appreciate actually taking time inside, warm, playing video games, or doing YouTube. I also prefer doing this when I can. Like I said, I'm off. My supper's not ready, so I started preparing the ingredients, and I put it aside so that the meat would thaw for at least a good 30 minutes to an hour, all depending on how long of a trek I'm going to take, which I can't tell you how long I'm going to take myself because I haven't come to that conclusion yet. But I do know that you can see some lights peeking through the actual forest right now. It means that we're close to civilization. I feel so lost. Oh my God, save me, save me. The funny thing about people that go into the woods lost is that they lose all sense of themselves. And instead of staying fixed where they're at, keeping themselves busy, not thinking about being lost, and then, well, it's not a joke when they say bring a pack of cards. If you bring a pack of cards with you in the woods, you can play solitaire, and trust me, either that or chess, and you're all set. Huddling in one corner and not die of exposure, not die of fright, not die of desperation, but entirely stay alive. It's sad to think that grown men and women who get lost in the woods don't realize that sometimes not moving around is the best option. Sticking to a spot so that when searchers go searching in their specific patterns, they'll eventually stumble upon their hiding place and they'll be still alive, possibly cold, going through hypothermia, but have a better chance of living than if they spent their energy wandering aimlessly in search of getting themselves out of whatever it is they got themselves into. And sometimes it's not by intention or purpose, but by pure accident, lack of planning, weather suddenly acting up. And here we reach the actual juncture of this particular trail. I don't mind skidoos, but the only problem that I don't like is that Moncton doesn't have any official trail system in the park, yet they're allowing them to do this. What scares me about skidoos is that people like to use a lot of speed when you're not in an area where you're supposed to have speed. Like myself right now, I'm walking on this trail, which you can probably just see. Here's me, here's the trail. And it just takes one schmo with an ambition for speed to go just a little bit too quick with his throttle, and I'm history. So, there's, as you can see, there's also cross-country ski marks. People have started using their cross-country skis. Jake, I'm sorry, I know that you'd like to be here right now, so I'm doing this for you. For all of you winter enthusiasts who actually enjoy this type of activity, that's what I'm doing right now. Actually, I should actually just walk in the snow here. There. Much more comfier, less noisy. It's also more comfy on the feet. I don't have to worry about my feet hurting because of walking on the hard-packed snow. Sorry for the angles, but I'm currently handling you with my cheap China tripod. And by cheap, I mean I can't even rely on using it because I don't even believe it's sturdy, but it does a good monopod with a friggin' metal grip that's freezing my hands, so I have to alternate. Oh, I just hope that with Christmas behind us and New Year's behind us and all the revelry and the somewhat binge eating and drinking that we've all done, that you're going to have a nice 2011. And for those of you living in warm climates, I pity you for the simple fact that warm climates equals warmer temperatures when it decides to get really hot. The exception to that rule is certain people currently in Australia. I'm sorry for all you Australian followers who are currently in the Melbourne area. We've been hearing how badly this particular year it is for you. In fact, it's blown all records since the early 1900s. In fact, it's been pretty much that way all across the world, except you guys have been getting it even worse than we have. I just hope that this particular flooding episode gets done quickly and gets itself settled in the right, straight manner, allowing you guys to come back to your normalcy in your lives. I do have a special request to people living in Australia and New Zealand. For all Australian and New Zealand YouTubers, I do sincerely encourage you to think about doing a charity for a YouTube charity, a YouTube event for the people that have been flooded and have been hit hard by this. Unfortunately, the Canadian dollar isn't what it is. Stronger than the American, but still, you would have more impact than I would from Canada. That put aside, I wish any of you Australians could be here right now. I'm sure you'd be freezing your bullocks off and feeling as if your lips are no longer functioning. kidding, it's not that cold yet. It's -7 with the wind chill. It's probably coming up to -10 to -13, almost 15. But the key to having fun in winter is to keep moving and never look back and stand still, unless the weather is mild, at which point standing still is an option that you can actually do without worrying about getting yourself frozen in place. See, right now I'm moving my arms while I'm talking so I can switch hands. The blood is circulating. I can't believe I'm bringing you along. Hopefully this camera won't freeze on me, because if it does, I'm going to yellow blue streak. This is the only bad thing about technology. The technology that's being sold right now has never really been 150% proven in Canadian winters like this. In the extremes where cold should be actually experimented on, this is the one thing that cameras are most used for. It's to actually use on the outside, not the inside. Hopefully this little Canon's not going to die on me in any time soon, because I'll be camera-less for quite a long while. I'll have the scratch to even rub together. Just enough to pay my bills and make do with everything else, similar to pretty much anyone that's currently doing their lives and trying to make things as best as we can. Small stream that you can hear gurgling in the distance. I've been walking for about, let's see, when did I start snowshoeing? When I was a kid? I'd say probably around the age of 6, 7, or 8. And I had the good fortune of having my grandparents still alive during that time. My grandmother, ma mère Thériault, has taught me a lot about winter and enjoying winter in all its forms, even if it's the most bitterest blizzard to the most awesome day with sun and the very how could we put it, mild day on the outside. Well, fun thing about it is that, see, here's somebody right now doing cross-country skiing at night with the nightlight. So folks, hope that you're doing well. My battery's about to die. Cold is pure shit when it comes to energy. It likes making sure that battery functions, which are chemically driven, are stopped dead in their tracks. I think they changed the path. I don't remember ever coming this way. Almost to the parking lot. Like I was saying, I had the good fortune that my grandparents, my pépère Thériault and my mémère Thériault, giving me their knowledge in winter wonderment. My parents encouraged me and my brother to do winter activities, mostly to get out of their hair, but also to get exercise. In winter, I used to be what you call a cross-country whore. Not the type of whore that you think, but for the way the use of the word could be used. It's more to the point that every opportunity that I could get to do cross-country skiing, I would grab and milk it to the last of its actual potential. Same goes with this when it comes to snowshoe walking. I started doing that maybe, let's see, I was doing cross-country skiing from the age of 7 to age of 13, give or take. I started doing cross-country snowshoe walking not far behind that. The unfortunate downside is I gave it up after a while, but then I fell back in love with it in 1996. 94 to 96 when I took a course in environmental technology at the community college in Bathurst, because we had to go anywhere and everywhere with cross-country snowshoes. We had no choice in the matter. Why? Because most of the places we needed to go to were very densely populated woodlands, and if you want to work out, try walking through an area that's full of trees, and by trees I mean all types of trees. Anyways, with that said, guys, that's it for me. Have a nice one.